Now it's recorded. All right.
No. All right.
Okay. Well, it started recording just now.
No
Uh,
problem.
Welcome to the Gunnar Vibe again. With me today is Varun. We're talking about the Arsenal Crystal Palace game, which Arsenal won 5-0. It's been a while again, Varun.
Yeah.
Maybe let's start with where we left off before. You're talking about the lineup, so let's talk about that first.
Okay. I think predictable lineup with everyone coming back, Zinchenko and Gabriel coming back, and I think a little bit of rotation. Martinelli didn't have a great first half of the season, so he kind of gave Trossard a chance. I think it was a good solid lineup in terms of everyone we had coming back, and I think it also basically gave us the result. So
Yeah.
yeah, good starting lineup from Arteta.
Yeah. I was a little surprised that he changed Havertz. To be honest, I thought Havertz was decent in that FA Cup game against Liverpool. But yeah, Zinchenko getting back from injury was probably the best thing that we could have had. I didn't think Kivior was playing that well. Maybe it was collectively poor, anyways, before from Arsenal.
Yeah.
But with all the losses, all the lack of goals that we have been talking about, we did score 5 goals today. Starting with Big Gabby, Gabriel Magalhaes scoring the header. Tell me about what are your thoughts about the first half?
Yeah, I think the break helped us in the sense conversion from set pieces we were lacking before for the West Ham as well as the Fulham game. I mean, today we scored two. The first two goals were set pieces and both scored by Gabby, but the second one was not given to him. But I think the team has actually worked on what we were missing in this break, and I think they today showed that they really have been working hard off the pitch and converting. Right today, I mean, it was the inverse discussion we had all about conversion that we lacked against West Ham. Today, we basically showed that this is what we needed to do, and I think we executed well today.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was pretty common in the previous games was our corners. We pretty much didn't even get past the first
Correct.
man. This time the corners were really good. I felt it was interesting that they had Declan Declan Rice take the corner first.
Yeah.
We would have imagined it would have been either Trossard or Saka taking the corner instead.
Yeah.
But Declan Rice took the corner, went past. It was a really good header from Gabriel. The second corner also from Saka was really good. In Crystal Palace defending was pretty poor as well.
Yeah.
That header from Gabriel is what pretty much caused the own goal from
Yeah.
Henderson. But one thing that I feel it was still it felt like Arsenal was like in first or second year. It
Yep.
didn't feel like Arsenal was in any sort of rhythm. Like you could see a lot of passes go astray, was just going out of touch. It really felt like Arsenal was lucky in some regards to get those 2 goals. But but we are back on track.
Yeah.
Having that, we started very brightly in the second half. What are your thoughts about the second half?
Yeah, I think exactly to your point, we rode our luck with the chances, but again, we created those chances, and I think those gave us the two goals. And going into the second half, we were comfortable, right? We were not like nervous. We were hungry for the third goal, but as you said, this was not like the vintage Arsenal we saw last season, like our purple patch. But at least think about it. We were like mediocre today, but we still ended up scoring 5 goals, which is a huge positive. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming we will just start picking up the gear in the next game, and like the Liverpool and the West Ham game I think are critical. So I think being in second gear, we still got our win and plus 5 goals, which is awesome. But yes, Saka was actually, I mean, I felt last the second half, I barely saw Saka getting touches. Like he was a little missing. In the last two goals, he was a little bit of a contributor, but I think beyond that, Saka was pretty. Saka and Odegaard both were pretty off in the second half. But beyond that, I think everyone else stepped in. I think Jesus was really good coming in deep. I think
Mm,
he created I don't know if you, the third goal actually for Trossard. It
yeah.
was just Raya to Jesus, Jesus to Trossard, just three touches and we were in goal. So that was actually a great move, and I think that shows why Arteta picked, David Raya to be in goal. That distribution was amazing. I think today that's what he proved. So we were comfortable today. I mean, Crystal Palace offered no threat. I mean, they were here and there causing problems, but they didn't have a clear attempt on goal. Like they had shots here and there.
Mm,
So I think that gave us more confidence after like goal number three, to just go ahead. I am the good thing about second half, which I felt was Smith Rowe getting some minutes.
mm,
He deserves some time. I think he was a little bit rusty today, but I think more and more involvement of Smith Rowe, he could be very useful in the second half of the season. So those are all the positives from the second half, and of course the two Martinelli goals,
mm,
90+4 and 90+5, was just icing on the cake. We are basically coping up with our goal difference. So
yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah, definitely goal difference was important. Getting that 5-0 was important.
Yeah,
But a couple of negatives, maybe. We talked about some positives. We saw Gabriel get injured. We saw Rice got injured, and I think Jorginho came in for him.
yeah,
I know we have the next game like 10 days away against
yeah.
Nottingham Forest. It's not a happy ground for us. We have always struggled playing over there. Um Losing Rice and Gabriel is probably going to be difficult. But what are your first thoughts? I know it's probably happy day today, but is it going to be a risk losing them?
Yeah. Um, I would still wait on the official. Like, I didn't feel like they were like long-term injuries. They were probably knocks, and I think the substitutions were more precautionary because once you're 3-0 up, I think Arteta did a great job. He basically pulled back all the players that needed some rest, and he gave like Nketiah and like Smith Rowe and like others, Jorginho, like a little bit of run. So that was positive. I would wait to see if these guys are actually like long-term injuries. But I think with Forest coming in, as you said, we have 10 days. And then the other positive is half of the Forest team is either in AFCON and AFC, like Asian Cup.
Mm,
So I think we should be able to get the win this season if we play like how we did today. If
mm,
we played like last season, where we threw away a cheap 1-0, I think we will get the win this time.
mm.
So I'm not going to read too much into it. And I think for the Forest game, even if Rice is unavailable, I think Jorginho can pull the strings for that particular game, and Kivior is there on standby for Big Gabby. So, but I hope that they're not out. Like I hope the 10 days they can come back.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how uh, was this Nottingham Forest plays today because I think they play Brentford.
Yeah,
Be interesting to see because since they changed the manager, I think it's Spirito Sanchez.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they have been playing really well. So combating that style, maybe more attacking style, might suit Arsenal.
yeah.
And Arsenal in the past have played well against his teams, so
Correct.
especially Wolves and Tottenham. So it might be something that plays into Arsenal's hands, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, wait and see the diagnosis from the physicians to see if they are actually just knocks or it's going to be long term.
Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like I was exactly about to point the same thing. Nuno's former teams, we have had good games against them. He plays, like open style of football, both with Wolves and Spurs. We have had victories against them. But again, yeah, there is the new manager bounce there, and I think they did get the win. I think they drew against Man United recently,
Mm, yeah,
and yeah, I think they were up, like they were like their tails up. So, but it's been a while, like it's been at least like a month plus, and we just need to go there and get our win. I think we need it more than Forest this time. So
yeah.
yeah, we need to make sure that we get our wins, put pressure, because Liverpool play Bournemouth tomorrow away.
Mm,
Bournemouth, when we played them away, they were not in form, but now they are in form, which is good for
mm,
us. And the second thing is, City have an easy game, but they don't play until Wednesday against Burnley.
mm,
But then Liverpool actually play Chelsea on Wednesday. So
mm,
Liverpool have two tough games. Hopefully, I'm not assuming them to slip up in both, but at least if they drop a little bit of points in one of them,
mm,
that's positive for us. And then we play them actually next. So the
yeah,
three games for Liverpool is difficult: Bournemouth away, Chelsea home, and Arsenal away.
mm,
And we could catch up on the points that we dropped against Liverpool directly head to head, starting I think in February. I think the first weekend of February is that game. So
mm,
looking forward, I mean, we honestly don't have much games now since FA Cup is out. We don't have Carabao Cup. Liverpool are still busy with the Carabao Cup
mm,
semi-finals, etc. And they are advanced in FA Cup and in Europa League. And Europa League, you play more games. So I think we are clear in terms of that. We only have Champions League, and that's not until like mid-February. So
right.
for now, we should just focus on the next three games and try to get the wins.
Yeah, like Arteta says, the next game is what's more important. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's going to be again another mini break until that game. It seems like 10 days will be a long time without
Yeah,
an Arsenal game. But we are going towards the end of the January transfer window. Um, Having seen the squad today, but also seen the squad in the past few games where we have stumbled, is there any chance of Arsenal signing a player this window?
I still feel, I mean, today, of course, we got five, but the games that we don't get, these opportunities is where we struggle, like basically like the Fulham and the West Ham game. If we could get someone on loan, I mean, I've heard rumors about Benzema.
Mm,
Ivan Toney initially had opened the door and then closed the door, and then again he opened the door, saying that if a big club comes for me, my ambition is to play there, whether it's January or summer. We don't know. I mean, we do have a little few of the exits also mapped out, like Cedric Suarez going to Turkey,
mm,
Elneny being like quoted out. So I think the club is doing something to get the balancing of the book, so that if at all we sign a player, we do have that opportunity. But I guess again, like today, both our strikers didn't score. Right, that's actually alarming for me. Like
mm,
Jesus and Nketiah. I mean, if you are in that number nine, these are the games where you can pick up 2, 3 goals. Like I think
mm.
Martinelli took advantage. That is what concerns me. Like Jesus not scoring enough goals when he gets 60 minutes, and then again Nketiah when we are 3-0 up and our tails are up. You're not. I mean, he provided the assist for Martinelli, but I want to see him score goals. If not, we do need that addition. Think about the same team with a big striker, we could go the distance, right?
Right.
That's what I feel like. We need that one Aubameyang type of player
Mm,
who can, like score in any ground. Like Aubameyang was really prolific. Like even in our poorest of seasons, he got the Golden Boot.
mm.
Imagine Aubameyang of that young age now. I think that is what we need. I feel.
Yeah, I think the
I
problem
feel.
is a
Yeah.
lot of teams are looking for that kind of strikers. Chelsea
Right.
is looking for one.
Right.
Barcelona is looking for one. So it's going to be really difficult to find
Yeah.
one. But the plus for Arsenal is we still have wingers scoring. We at least started having
Yeah. They started to score.
Trossard
Yeah.
and Martinelli scoring. So if they are got their goal scoring boots on,
Yeah.
I think that is a really good sign. That's
correct.
probably what we want because we have been missing goals from across the front line.
Across the board. Yes. I think Martinelli and Saka were like our main scorers last season, and they have been. It was great to see Martinelli. This is what we saw of him last season, right? Like going
Yeah.
on the left side and trying to convert with the right foot on the far
Mm,
post. I think we missed that. So that's great to see Martinelli come back. And I think the other thing I'm actually happy that we have a 10-day break is potentially Partey coming back. I don't
mm,
know the exact date, but we have seen him in the training ground. Timber, I'm not sure like when he'll be back, but at least if we get Partey back, and if Partey slots in the number 6, and if Rice can play up, that I think will unlock like Odegaard and Rice up on number sixes with Partey's ball passing ability. I think we will get more goals from Saka and Martinelli.
mm.
Um, that will be actually Partey coming back will be very critical for us for the next half of the season. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been very hard to keep this guy fit, unfortunately. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it would be interesting to see what changes Arteta will do with this formation if
yeah,
Arteta comes. Sorry, Partey comes because if you remember, Partey played right back
yeah.
when the first couple of games, especially the game against Nottingham Forest. If he comes
Forest, yeah,
back and he plays the same right back role,
mm,
it would be very interesting to see how that pans out. If you
correct,
think about it, Tottenham plays the same formation, and they have a two wide-ish centre backs,
right,
Romero and Vadavan, I guess,
right,
and Ndogi and Poro comes in the middle.
right.
So
They play a box, yeah, yeah,
they have a box back, and they have
right,
their wing backs or full backs play really narrow. So I think that might be similar kind of tactics that Arteta might have in some of these games with like lower opposition.
correct,
It is easier to have better center backs. But
yeah.
anyways, going back to this game, and before we wind up this call, who do you think was our star man today?
Today, it's very hard to put a finger on one person, but if I got the chance, I would put Gabriel Magalhaes, Big Gabby,
Mm,
because he's very underrated and actually he has scored vital goals for
mm,
us, being a defender. So I think Big Gabby for me, keeping a clean sheet, of course, with Saliba was great. But I think the first two goals were very important for us to kind of open the floodgates. And I think he was pivotal today. So I would give that to Big Gabby if I were the person to choose the man of the match. The team overall looked pretty comfortable. Nobody was super poor or like nobody was the greatest. But I
mm.
think Gabby stood out to me. And of course, if you look at the last 10 minutes, Martinelli, got two goals. So
Yeah.
big Gabby for me. What would have been your choice for man of the
Yeah,
match?
I think Gabriel Magalhaes was very, very close. I think him getting that goal, getting our hearts not racing anymore, and making
Yeah,
sure that Arsenal actually have a lead with all the chances that they get,
yeah,
definitely makes sense. I felt Gabriel also played very well, was very calm.
correct.
Uh, I'm probably going to be a little biased, not because of the way he plays, but I'm also a defender, so I
Yeah,
know how a defender for a defender it means to have a clean sheet. I think if
correct.
you see some of the actions of Saliba, especially playing with Mateta and also with Eze, he stood out. There
Yep.
could have been a lot of chances that Crystal Palace could have had if Mateta had got over Saliba. I think Saliba's defending was so calm, so
Yeah.
amazing that it never felt like Crystal Palace even had a chance.
Yeah, I felt, as to your point, I don't remember a single clear-cut chance for Crystal
Yeah.
Palace.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
both defenders definitely get their my vote, but I'll probably give Saliba the vote, maybe just as a change because you have already given
yeah,
Gabriel, but I'll probably go with Saliba. So
that's
uh,
awesome.
it doesn't, like, these are things that you don't see
Correct.
because it is easy. It was an easy game. People feel like there was not a lot of defending that Arsenal needed to do, but there were situations that it could have hurt us, but Saliba was there to
Clean it
tackle
up.
and
Yeah.
make sure that everything is and we still had possession. Right? If you we there is probably one time when I saw Saliba clear, but otherwise it was just passing around and making uh, like quick passing, and then we had a chance to attack,
Yep.
counter very quickly.
No,
But
for sure.
we'll stop at that. I think it was a very very good performance by the Arsenal. A very very good day for the Arsenal.
Yep.
But yeah, looking forward to the next game at Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
Thanks,
Five
Varun.
star. That's my summary of today. Five-star performance, good defense, good goal scoring, got the 3 points, the most important thing that we were missing in the last 3 weeks. So we at
Yep,
least arrested our bad form, and now we are like back on track at least for now.
right.
So, yep.
Guys, if you like what we have discussed, the reaction for this Arsenal game, please like and subscribe to this channel. We That would really be helpful for us and
Yeah.
making content like this for you guys.
Yep.
Appreciate your time, Varun. Have a good day. Take care.
Thank you so much, Arun, and thanks. Yeah, keep following and listening to Gunnar Vibe across platforms. So thank you so much for your support.
Bye.